Welcome back to the Rogers channel, and today we're taking a look at the Star Wars Black series, Antoc Merrick from the Rogue One line. And just like, who was it? Galen, which was the last figure we reviewed, is also a Target exclusive. So both of these figures, both Galen and Antoc, are the exclusives in this lineup. But yeah, looking at the front of the box, you of course get this massive window with the figure and the accessories. You get the Star Wars Black Series logo, the lineup where they're from, the name down here. And you also get this really cool artwork for the side mural. And I've said this before, by adding other figures from the same lineup, you can create a mural. So there's Antoc alongside the Stormtrooper. And on the back of the box, you get a bigger portrait of the character, a description, the number which it falls into the line, and some warnings. Here's the side of the box, bottom, and the top. So I'll go ahead and get him out, and we can see what's inside. And here he is out of the box. And looking up close, he looks really good. Love the outfit. Again, looks exactly like the character, from the film. And without further ado, let's go ahead and look from top to bottom. Looking at the head sculpt, it looks really good. Again, they did a fantastic job with the photoreal tech. You can see right there, they're printing the eyes. He has this mustache, eyebrows, and that really cool hairstyle. But this is a bit of a shocker. They went back and reverted to the original, no jointed neck right here. So it's kind of odd. This being, the next one after, Bodhi and Galen having, neck articulation. And then all of a sudden, they just go back to the original, body of, a older X-Wing figure. So kind of disappointing with that. But other than that, he does have a joint right here at the top of the head. So you get some decent movement, side to side, back, forward. Looking at the torso, really cool. Instead of the traditional orange outfits or things like that we've seen with the X-Wing pilots, Antoc here has a blue and beige sort of fighter outfit. So that's really cool to see, just like he has in the film. Has some nice wrinkles running throughout it. Has this white vest. He has this device right here on the chest box running up into the tube. Again, runs with the vest. And then it runs into this harness piece. He also has some stripes running down the side of the arms right here. No coating pens like we've seen with the previous X-Wing pilots, but other than that, pretty decent. He does have a ball joint right here at the upper waist, so nothing below. You get some movement back and forward. Looking at the arms, arm goes out right there, goes all the way around. He sort of has a butterfly joint, I guess, so that's good to know. He does have an elbow joint that goes up right there, swivel, and there is a swivel right here at the hand, at the wrist. The other side as well. Arm sticks out right there, goes all the way around. Sort of like a butterfly joint right there. Elbow goes up, swivel, and there is movement at the wrist, at the hand. Looking at the waist, he has this belt right here that runs down into the harness piece, like I mentioned before. The harness is made of a looser plastic to sort of, help out with any of the articulation. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Look at the legs. He isn't able to go into a full-on split just because of the harness. Even with the looser plastic, it doesn't really help out with, him extending out his legs. That's pretty much the biggest you get to a sitting position and going back. But he does have a swivel right here near the thigh. And interestingly enough, instead of having pinless joints, he doesn't have any, he has pinless joints up here, but none at the legs. So you can achieve almost a double knee it is kind of difficult to sort of like get it in there just because of the harness piece yet again. So that's pretty much all you're going to get. And lastly, looking at the boots, he has these black glossy boots and they look really cool. I just noticed, look at that. He has like the CE on that leg. That's pretty interesting. I haven't noticed that till now. Like when I was on camera, that's when I noticed it. Here's a closer look at that boot, just so you can see it. But yeah, other than that, the boots do point down. They do point up. And there is rock wrinkles to get some cool action poses. And now looking at the accessories, he comes with a helmet. Looking at the helmet, again, it is a little bit more unique than most of the X-Wing pilot helmets we've seen before. This time with a yellow and light blue colorway. And then you get some gray right through there. You get these yellow looking goggles. And just overall, really nice piece. He's able to put on the helmet very nicely, as you can see right here. And last but not least, he comes with a blaster pistol. Look at the pistol. It does look, almost exactly the same as most other blasters like Luke's or Han's, but the scope is a little bit bigger on this model for some reason. I don't know, it's just me, but it does look a little bit larger, Not sure if that's just unique to him, but other than that, it does come in like this black color, and then you get this silver at the barrel. So that was an overview of the figure. Antoc isn't too bad. And the reason I say that is because mostly of the articulation, he is a little bit restricted, which is, not very good for an action figure, obviously. The legs and head are very restrictive with the articulation. You can't really do a lot with it, but the upper torso and his feet basically are the only joints that are actually being able to like freely move, where other than that, that's pretty much all you're going off of. I will say though, the attention to detail and the accessories are on point. Like Hasbro didn't disappoint with that feature. Looks great. Love the accessories. I did notice though that there is no holster, so you cannot store his blaster in any way. But yeah, being one of the exclusive figures, he's not as bad as Galen. Like, I would take Antoc any other day compared to Galen, just because you are getting a pretty well detailed figure and at least some decent accessories. And there's something I like to do at the end of these reviews, which is show you all how I display my figures, having the box in the back, and the figure in the front. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to leave it here and say if you enjoyed the video, please just leave a like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. I occasionally post from time to time on Instagram, so check me out. And other than that, I'll catch you all on the next one.